Good morning, everyone. My name is Umar, and thanks for the introduction, Sibi. Really appreciate it. First of all, I really apologize that you have to come on Saturday morning here to listen to me what I'm going to say. So, really apologize if you have some sort of meeting or something and you have to come here to attend the session. And I really try my best to at least provide you some sort of knowledge about the social media marketing, which will be good for your businesses, for your current campaigns, and what exactly your team and everyone is doing, basically. We are basically conducting something about social media. And when we talk about the social media, basically, like there's a lot of buzz around it, like what social media exactly is, okay? Like everyone wants to know what exactly happening on the social media space, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. But guys, just try to clear one point here. Social media is not the only channel right now for your businesses. Social media is basically a part of digital marketing. So when we talk about the digital marketing, it is a huge thing basically right now available as a marketing channel. And social media is one component of it. And this is what we're basically going to discuss today, what exactly is happening on the social media space. So just be clear on this thing. Social media is not digital marketing. Social media is just a part of digital marketing. In digital marketing, we have so many things. We have SEO, we have Google AdWords, we have search engine marketing, we have content marketing, okay, we have conversion rate optimization, where we basically try to see what exactly happening on the website. What if I change the color from yellow to white or yellow to red? What impact will it have on my website? This is what we study in the conversion rate optimization. Then there's a new thing called influencer marketing, where the businesses takes influencers on board and then they start doing the campaigns for them. So this is digital marketing, but social media is one component of it, but it is one of the most rapid and becoming very popular these days among the masses. Why? Because it is cheap. It is cheap. Cheap as in what terms basically it's cheap? It's cheap in terms of the cost. It's cheap in terms of basically managing it as compared to the other channels of digital marketing. So that is the good thing about the social media. Then a lot of people think it's very easy as well. It is easy. It is very easy. It's simply like if you know any tool about the digital marketing, you can actually start using social media on your own. But as compared to any other platform, it requires some sort of expertise and some sort of knowledge to basically get the idea what kind of people you want to target. Now what happens is, a lot of business owners and the entrepreneurs, they think they can manage the social media campaigns on their own and they don't need any resources in their team basically to manage on their behalf, which is actually not true. You need some sort of experience of the person who knows how to basically execute the social media campaign. You can literally spend 100 dirhams a day and can get qualified leads. Now people will be thinking like social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, how exactly we can get the leads from these social media platforms? People basically use social media for what? To basically see what my friends are doing, what my family members are doing, yeah, and what my colleagues are doing, something this sort of. How can you then generate leads out of it? We can. We spend, at Damak, we spend something around 2 million dirhams in a month on Facebook. I'm only talking about Facebook. Instagram is a site, Twitter is a site, LinkedIn is a site. 2 million dirhams on Facebook. And just imagine what sort of return we expect basically from every month from our campaigns. It's Damak, it's basically a real estate brand where we know the average property price starts something around 600,000. So when we can expect the leads, when we can generate the leads that convert into the sales, so definitely any industry can generate something out of it. It's just a matter of running the campaigns efficiently and effectively, which you should know. You should know what are the targeting options available that is actually good for you. You should know you guys are running the businesses from maybe like 15 to 20 years. You have the customer base. How can you reach to the same customer base on Facebook and Instagram? It's not like finding the new audience. It's just about nurturing your current contacts. You have the email addresses, you have their phone number, what you can do. You can simply plug this data back to the Facebook and any social media platform and start doing the campaigns again. And how exactly you do the campaign? Something like this. For instance, all these group, they are part of my contact database, and I have a new promotion campaign. The campaign talks about anyone who registered a lead in last 6 months but didn't convert. It could be any reason. And I'm running only this campaign for them. What I'm doing, I'm just putting this data to the Facebook and other social media platform and running a targeted campaign only for them. But for these people who are my new audience, my messaging is entirely different. For them, there is no new offer. For them, there is an offer. So this is kind of a thing we basically need to know what we can do on the social media platform and how exactly it happens. So a lot of people are here already knows what social media is. So anyone can just simply summarize, like just a line or two, no need for any Wikipedia definition, what exactly is the social media? Just 1 or 2 lines, that's it. Anyone? What is social media? Simple question.
Media on social.
Social media.
Media on social.
Media on social, okay. So, social connectivity socially. Yes, sir. Collaborate digitally. It makes communication easier. Okay, a lot of different thoughts, but you all are correct actually. The thing is, what is social media? It's just simply the website and application that has been created so that people can do some sort of social networking. That was the initial plan to launch the social networking websites. Social media, it's become social media. Actually, it's social network. It was social networking. Facebook was a social networking site. If you see the movie on Facebook, social networking, it is a social networking. It's a social networking platform. LinkedIn is a social networking, was a social networking platform. But now it's become social media. Why? Because the businesses came in. The businesses came in. Why the businesses came in? Because businesses identified this is becoming a very prominent marketing channel these days. And our target audience can easily be found here. So the moment businesses came into the social networking space, everything has become into the social media. Why? Because right now, as he said, it basically becomes a media where businesses can collaborate, they can create. Now, there are so many social media channels available at the moment, so many. So Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, LinkedIn, all of them are here. There is one very prominent social media channel is missing here. TikTok. Now you're thinking like, who use TikTok? How businesses can use TikTok now? By the way, what is TikTok, guys? TikTok. Short video platform, okay. TikTok. But what's the main, why is TikTok got so viral actually? TikTok. So it's basically simply, there's a background music running and you just do the lip sync, you know. There is some sort of voices available, some music available, some clips are available, and you just basically start giving the impressions and just publish it. This is what TikTok is. Simple. But how a business can use TikTok then? If you were in Dubai on the New Year's Eve, Imad collaborated with TikTok to divert people to the Burj Khalifa. The moment you open the TikTok app, you will see first Imar's advertisement there. Also, they are our competitor, but we have to keep an eye on them, what exactly they do. But this is what they did. Businesses might think like TikTok is not for us, but TikTok, people can use TikTok to reach to the audiences. Why? Because TikTok has been used by teenagers between 18 to 30 is their age. And if any ad that you're running on the TikTok platform itself, you can reach out. And it's not like, okay, I have a very serious product. TikTok is not a platform for me. Okay, fine, but at least give it a try. Give it a try. It's with a very small budget. Learn the platform and give it a try. It's now becoming the most popular platform. It's the second most popular app right now. I guess the stats came yesterday. So there is a potential. Now the question comes, okay, social media is important, but why for the businesses? Why for the businesses? It is just because it's just basically an artificial wall between the customers and the individuals who work at the companies. Now, for instance, previously what used to happen like 15 years, 20 years back, whenever you have a favorite brand, there is no way for you to reach out to them. You can either just go to their stores, drop a note to them, that's it. But now what is happening? All the customers, okay, they can reach out to their favorite brand on social media. And if that brand doesn't respond, then what happens? Platforms like Forbes, platforms like Business Center, they started picking up their stories. Oh, Zara has the problem with their sizes. There was a tweet basically, where the customer said, Zara, the size that they're building, they are making, is not actually a right fit. If you compare the H&M small size, any other brand's small size as compared to Zara, Zara sizes are not good. They are not properly a small size or a medium size. They started tweeting about this, but Zara didn't respond. And then what the customers started doing, they started tagging BBC, they started tagging Forbes, they started tagging Business Insider, and all these publications, they are actually looking for these sort of stories. And then the news came out. Oh, Zara has the problem with their sizes. It was just a one tweet from a customer who doesn't even have 100 followers. But the tweet goes viral and Zara has to respond. And now the same thing is happening on social media. 3 days back, Wasim Akram, the famous fast bowler, he tweeted something about the watch. Yes, sir? And then what happened? Emirates found the watch. He tweeted to Emirates saying, guys, I've lost my watch. This is my seat number. This is basically a kind of a family thing. So please try to get for me if you can. And he tried all the mediums, tried to contact the Dubai airport, the customs department. No one helped him. He just simply made a tweet. That's it. And after 3 days, Emirates not only found the watch, they delivered the watch to Australia. And then Wasim, he tweeted back, I guess 2 days back. It's a customer service. Emirates don't need to do that. Emirates is one of the finest companies in the region. And then people started responding, oh, because it's a Wasim Akram, that's why they did it. I'm doing this complaint for like 2 days, 5 days, and no one is responding. Okay, go to the social media platform. Go to the Emirates NBD social media page and you see how people are actually bashing them and see their tone. You have to feel pity on their social media team, the amount of criticism that they receive. Even same goes with us. When I open my Twitter on Damag, a lot of people bash us. Hey, you guys are poor, you guys are not delivering your products, blah, 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 blah. But we have to respond. Correct. So that's why social media, this is what's happening on the social media front these days, guys. Now, the question comes, why do people use social media right now? Why are they exactly using the social media? There are 5 things that I think that people use social media right now. First one is customer service. We took an example of Emirates. We took an example of Emirates MBD. We took an example of Kareem. We took an example of Swiggy. Just check the Twitter handle of Zomato. Businesses are using it for customer service. So they can serve their customer faster. It's just a tweet. It's just like a one quick DM on Instagram. Or just tagging on the story. And then the brand has to respond back. Customer service. The second one, traffic. What sort of traffic we are talking about here? Traffic. On your website. Sorry? On your website. And why you need a traffic on your website? To promote your business. Now, social media is becoming a very important thing to generate the traffic. Just imagine one quick mention of any influencer, it can bring some very qualified traffic on your website. If he can mention, if he can tweet about your website, okay, if he can tweet an article that your content team has produced online, you can generate a huge amount of traffic. And what happens to this traffic then? Sorry? The traffic converts into leads and leads convert into customers. But not the, whatever the traffic is coming from the social media, eventually it will not give you a customer. Correct. But cost-effective publicity. But also one more thing, guys. If 1,000 people are coming on your website, you can actually drop a cookie on their browser and you can track their activity. Wherever they go, you can literally create a campaign and show your message. For instance, he saw my post, my organic post on Facebook, he came to my website. I dropped a cookie. My main intention is, if he has come on my website, he has to submit the lead form, contact form, so I can have his detail and my sales team start calling him. But he didn't do it. I know he didn't do it. I don't know his name. I don't know what's his email address. I don't know anything. I just dropped a cookie on his browser. And now I know that this guy, this person hasn't done anything on my website what I wanted to do it. Now what I'm doing it, I started following his trail. He's reading something on Gulf News, he see my ad on the right hand side. He's watching something on YouTube, he'll start seeing my video. He's doing something on Facebook, he starts seeing my ad. If he goes to the email, he goes to the Gmail, he will see my ad again into the Gmail itself. I'm not talking about the email marketing, I'm talking about the Gmail. He'll start seeing my ad on Gmail. Why? How exactly I'm doing this? Till the time he comes back and submit the lead form. The moment he fills out the form, he'll be gone from the list. He'll not see my ad again. Unless I run a campaign again on him. So this is what happens to the traffic. So it's just not the traffic. It is basically the moment you start making your list for the future campaigns. Maybe you're not doing the paid campaigns anymore right now, but still you can enable the cookie. So any browser, anyone comes, you drop a cookie. Now you might be thinking, oh, there are regulations available from the European Union, you can't do it. You can do it. It's just like you need to basically flash a message that you basically tell people, hey guys, we'll be dropping the cookie, do you accept? And most of the people, they accept. That's all. So this is what the social media traffic can do for you. The next thing why people use social media is for the lead generation. This is we all know. And that's why most of you guys are here, how to generate the leads, how to generate the customer. And as I said, very prominent channel, very easy channel, and very cheap channel. Actually, it's very cheap as compared to all the current digital marketing channels are available at this point of time. Branding. So a lot of people use just social media only for the branding purpose. Their main aim is to just to do the branding. Now, what sort of branding we are talking about? Louis Vuitton, they don't need to advertise on Instagram or Facebook. It's a brand. Yeah, they don't need to run any 100 dirhams or $100 campaign in a day. Whatever they do, they just simply build a brand. They just simply showcase. All their campaigns talks about the brand recognition. That's all. So this is what their business line is, and that's why they're using it. For you, it's different. Yeah. The next, retention. Now, what is the retention we are talking about? The same retention that I gave an example. So I have my customers, I'm reaching out to them again on the social media platform. Rather, my sales team is calling, hey sir, you submitted an inquiry 3 months back. And they'll be like, please don't call me now. And right now what happens, a lot of people has a true caller. They see basically like who is calling. And if they see, okay, Damak is calling, they just simply don't pick up the call. Maybe we have something that is good for you. But they don't, oh, come on, man. They just start talking about their real estate crap. We are not interested. The market is bad, blah, 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 blah. But the same people, when we show them something, oh, buy a villa for 999,000, book now and pay later. These are the same people who drop the lead again. So I'm not saying telemarketing or the calling is going down, but the medium is changing. And now when my telesales team call, they'll be like, oh yeah, Damak is calling. I dropped the lead yesterday. Okay, let them say what exactly they are trying to say. Thought leadership. Now, what is thought leadership? Thought leadership. Try to gauge their thoughts. Yes, sir?
Yeah, so basically in the social channel, you establish yourself as one of the influencers for a particular subject.
Correct. In thought leadership, what happens? Now, let's suppose you have a tool. You have a SaaS tool or you have an insurance tool. And this tool is basically, you think has a potential. But the point is, your content cannot be every time a promotional content. It has to be a mixed content with a branding, with some sort of information, with some sort of, insights, some data, something this sort of. In the thought leadership, what brand's trying to basically build is to, as he said, is basically trying to build their own reputation on the social media space, that we own this. For instance, a lot of online tools, basically, they start sharing the news or the stats or some sort of tutorials on Instagram. If you open Buffer, Buffer, their Instagram, you will see how exactly they educate their customer. If you go to the Oreo Facebook page or Instagram page, you will see Oreo is just a cookie. Come on, it's just like small cookie. Just take a one bite and it's finished. But when you go to their social media platform, they basically shows you what exactly you can do with the Oreo cookie. You know, what are the recipes available? You know, how can you make an Oreo shake? How can you make a Kit Kat shake and everything? So this is what they are doing with their customer. Now you might be thinking, oh, but we have a B2B business and we can't do any thought leadership on a B2B content. You can. But Facebook is not your platform then. Then LinkedIn is your platform. Then Instagram might not be your platform, or Twitter might not be your platform, but the LinkedIn, yeah, LinkedIn is. It's a B2B thing. All you have to do is just to add people that you think are relevant for your brand, and then just start creating the content for them. Not every social media is for them. Just imagine if someone has basically a cargo services, what they're going to do on Instagram. Just imagine if someone has a cargo business, what exactly they're going to do on Facebook. But on LinkedIn, it perfectly makes sense. On Instagram also it perfectly makes sense, by the way, these days. Why? How exactly? If you just follow the hashtag. If you see who are the people currently using cargo as a hashtag on their social media posts, you can connect with them. Simple. And then run ads accordingly. It's just about you need to identify the platform. Identify the platform and then build accordingly. That's all. Now, the point is, there are so many things available on social media, and then a lot of people think like, come on, like we can't do it, we can't do on our own. We need some sort of an automated service that can help us to do it. For instance, a lot of marketers, they always see like you have to post 3 times in a day. One morning, one afternoon, one evening. This is what people say. But the point is, who will going to post in evening? Who will going to post in the afternoon? Maybe you're stuck into the meeting, and there is no one who can help you out. Yeah, there is maybe in your team, they got some urgent work, they got some urgent campaign, and they forgot to post. So for all this kind of thing, there are tools available which helps you to manage your social media campaigns accordingly. And they don't only let you manage, they actually tells you what exactly your competitor is doing, in terms of what their growth is, in terms of from where they are getting the followers, in terms of what's the demography of their followers, in terms of like what exactly the interest of their followers and what are the interests of your followers. The tool actually tells you what time of the day your followers, whether you have 100 followers or 100,000 followers, they are active. Whether it's afternoon, whether it's 2 o'clock, whether it's 3 o'clock, whether it's 8 in the morning, whether it's 9 in the morning, or whether maybe it's 8 in the night. These tools basically helps you to do all of these things accordingly. And sometimes these tools also basically helps to basically create the social media content calendar. For instance, Irfan is here. He's basically working as a social media content creator, okay? And he's the owner. He's saying to Irfan, hey, before you post anything, show it to me. And Irfan can't just simply start running after him every day, 3 times in a week. Sir, please see, this is what I'm going to post. Sir, please see, this is what I'm going to post. What Irfan will do, he'll create a calendar. Okay, what he's going to post today, what he's going to post tomorrow, what he's going to post next week on 17th, what he's going to post on 31st of January. And the whole content calendar is actually with him in front of his screen. And he can accept and reject. The moment he accepts, then only the post will automatically go and get it published. This is what exactly you guys can do with the tools. Same thing happened with the social media services. Now just imagine Emirates NBT. You have a problem with the Emirates NBT, for instance. Maybe something like, okay, you applied for the loan, for the auto loan, but these people, they haven't called you yet. And now you're tweeting them on the social media platform, hey guys, your customer service is so poor, it's been like 3 days since I dropped the lead and no one has called. This is a social media team that you are basically responding to, which is this guy. He has nothing to do with the insurance team or with the auto loan team. Correct. What he will do, basically, he will assign that tweet to the person who is handling the auto insurance department. And then that auto insurance department basically write what he needs to write, and then automatically it will get posted. Irfan is not the one who is posting it. By using the tool, Irfan has assigned that query to that particular department. That department is typing, and it is going to get posted. So it's not like, oh, I got a tweet, I need to call who is basically the person responsible for the auto loan. No, you don't need to do it. You already know, the system already know, when you use the tool, the system already know who used what and who used what. And someone who is not responding, you get a flag that you assign that tweet to this gentleman, but he hasn't responded. And then you can escalate these things. So this is what the social media tools can help you guys. And it can also tell you like what exactly is your reach, how many people have seen the post. It's not like you just keep posting it for no reason and no one is liking your post. You know, it's just not like we have to post 3 times in a day and there is not a single like you have received in last 1 week. So it means like whatever you're posting, no one is seeing it, and what's the point to post? So this is what basically the tools tells you. Like what time you need to post. What happened to the post that you did yesterday? Is it performing? Is it not performing? Yeah, and then accordingly you create the content. If you just open your Instagram right now and just see the stories of the brand, the way they are creating the content is amazing. They have a proper team who is basically creating these social media stories for their for the customer on the social media. Just look at the social media story, the flow that they carry. Every brand in Dubai, whether it's Careem, whether it's Uber, whether it's Zomato, whether it's Swiggy, any brand, and you see the trend. It looks quite good. So it means they are actually spending some time on it to create this. It's just not like one picture and post some content. Oh, 50% off. No. It has to be a proper story that you need to always deliver. But this session is not about building your social media presence. This session is actually talks about running the paid social media campaigns, basically, to start generating the lead. In the social media campaigns, guys, we basically split into 2. One is the organic social media, and one is the paid social media. In the organic social media, most of the things that we talked about here, they basically comes up except the lead generation part. All the other stuff, they comes to basically the organic social media, community building, customer service, engagement, brand recognition, and all the thought leadership and everything. But when we talk about the paid social media campaigns, we mainly talk about the lead generation, how to generate the lead, how to basically get the customers and the targeted customer. If any of you has any sort of experience in running the Facebook campaigns, what is the main challenge that we face? If any of you has any experience in running the Facebook campaign, what is the main challenge that you always face? Just anything. Sorry? Targeting the right customer. Okay. And if we okay, so you're saying targeting the right customer. So if you're not targeting the right customer, you're still getting the lead, right?
Yeah,
Quality is the problem.
I think most of these channels will drive the customer to your website. So now question is that how important or the better your content is on the website, which will attract you to generate a lead.
Okay, perfect.
In my opinion, that's the whole crux of the whole solution.
Got it. So you're saying you did all your activities, everything to basically reach out to the right person. They see your ad, they come to the website, but your website is still dated back to 1990s, right? They don't feel it like very engaging. It's not properly mobile optimized, and they just leave it. Correct? But what if I tell you, you don't need to even bring them on your website. You can generate the lead right on the Facebook, right on the Instagram. So you are basically eliminating this layer. Oh, I'm going to bring them on the website. I don't know whether they will like my website or not. I don't know whether the website will open or not. Forget about it. Definitely the website is important, but my point is if you think your website is not that powerful, you don't need to wait. You still can run a social media campaign, but don't divert them to your website. And how? Simply the form will pop up. The form will pop up, qualify the customer. This is what we're going to do now. Qualify the customer right away and generate the lead. They're not even coming on your website. So forget about like how the design looks, you know. Another thing that people normally complain when we run the Facebook campaign, the lead quality is bad. Oh, my social media team has generated 1,000 leads. My marketing manager is saying, sir, we generated 1,000 leads. The CPL is just coming around 50 dirhams. Oh, wow. My target is achieved. But when these 1,000 leads called by the sales team, the conversion is not even 1%. Not even one customer is actually interested. Then you will be thinking like, if not all of them are interesting, then what made them basically submit the form then? It means there's something wrong. You got 1,000 lead. The 1,000 lead means people actually filled the form. And when the sales team is calling, saying, no, someone just did it by mistake. Oh, my phone is what was with my kid. Maybe he just submitted by mistake. One of the comment that we got is basically something like we called the client, and the client said, oh, this detail was filled by my ex-wife. We are filing a divorce case. Maybe she is trying to tease me. This has also happened. They just simply put some wrong details. Okay, keep calling him. So this is also the feedback that we normally get up from our sales team. So it depends. So when we run the campaign, there are ways where you can pre-qualify the customer before the lead comes to you. Correct. No, as I said, first you have to basically try on both platforms and see. The problem with the LinkedIn is the CPA, the cost is very high. Minimum is $2 for a click. $2 is something around 7 dirhams, 7 or 8 dirhams for one click. But on Facebook, within 8 dirhams, you can get like, I guess, 5, 6, 7 clicks. So this is another thing that's the main challenge. But as I said on LinkedIn also, it is important. For the B2B side, it's very important. But don't neglect on the Facebook part. Try on both sides, just spend like 100 dirhams, learn the both platforms, and see the quality of the lead. Eventually, I expect all of you guys has the CRMs in place. So you know when the lead comes into your CRM, what is exactly happening to each lead. If the lead generated from the Facebook is performing better, or the lead generated from the LinkedIn is performing better, do just some analysis for like 15 to 20 days and figure it out accordingly. But for the B2B side, you're right, LinkedIn is good. For us, Facebook works better. I don't know how, but Facebook works better for the real estate market. This is what I know. But for LinkedIn, it works again, but again, the lead volume is very less because the audience is more matured, and you can target on LinkedIn by anything. Like literally, I can target employee of any company that I want. I can target all the employee of the Emirates only. No one else will see my ad. Only Emirates employees will see my ad. I can run a campaign where I can target people who've been to Harvard and they are in UAE right now. All of these things are available on LinkedIn, but not on Facebook. On Facebook, you need to dig into the platform and get this right target audience. It's challenging, but it's fun actually. When you see the leads coming in, then you start enjoying it, you start loving it, basically. So we were talking about the tools earlier, and then we'll go to the paid campaigns. So these are the tools, guys, that you all can use. Yeah. Not all of them are free, okay? But Buffer, you can have something for free, basically. Hootsuite, Mention is all, okay, well, just take the note of this if you want, and then, yeah, we'll share the slide as well, so don't worry. Yeah. So now all of these tools are available. Okay, these tools, some of them are free, okay, but most of them are basically the paid models. Okay, each of the tool has its own property. It's not like all of the tools does the same thing. It's not like that. Okay, I'll give you an example. For instance, in case of, let's suppose, mention in Twitonomy. Yeah, in mention in Twitonomy, you can basically figure it out what exactly type of followers Emirates NBT or any other brand has on Twitter. And how many people are not satisfied with their services. There is something called sentimental analysis. Like Emirates NBD post how many tweets in a day, and how many people tag them in their tweets, and what are they saying? Are they saying positive or negative? You don't need to go to their tool and just figure it out, oh, what people are saying. No, the tool will tell you what is the percentage. The tool will also tell you how many of them are the qualified customers which are happy, how many of them are not happy with them. And what you can do, you can download all their Twitter handles, and from your Twitter campaign, Twitter handle, you can run a campaign only for them. Because these people have a problem with the Emirates NBD insurance thing, and you have an insurance business. Yeah, this is possible on Twitonomy and Mention. You can literally get this. All this data, who are your followers, who are your customers. Yeah. If you take another example of like Buzzsumo. Yeah. Now what is Buzzsumo basically does, Something like you're looking to find an influencer for your new campaign. Yeah, but the point is how you'll find an influencer. You can't go and approach Sana. She's a food blogger. You can't go and, approach Hadia Ghalib. She's a fashionista. You need to find an influencer based on your business. How will you find it? You'll go to the Buzzsumo. You will just type your service, and Buzzsumo will basically make the list of all the people who has more than 10,000 followers, which you can approach them and do the collaboration. Buzzsumo can also help you to figure it out what is the content that has been trending the most. For instance, your content team said, sir, we have a very good content that we created, and it generated like 10,000 shares on social media. You're like, okay, 10,000 shares on social media, fine. But who are these 10,000 people? What they do? What is their Twitter worth? Maybe it's just like a fake number. If you just put your content link on Buzzsumo, it can actually tell you who is the person who shared your article on Twitter. Whether the person is in India, whether the person is in Ghana, any part of the world. You can figure it out, what's their Twitter handle, what's their Facebook, what's their LinkedIn, what's their Instagram, everything from these tools. So there are some very good tools available here, guys. Unfortunately, not all of them are free, but you can get a free subscription model at least for a month. You can try it out, but just make sure before a month, remove your credit card. So you will not get charged, But all of them, mostly, they basically provide the free 1 month service. Just give it a try, anyone that you like, okay? And accordingly, on our side, we use Sprinkler. Okay, why we use Sprinkler? As I said, it's a good platform basically. We can schedule the post in Arabic, in English. We are managing a lot of accounts, company account, chairman accounts, the family accounts under one platform. Okay, so no one, has to, if we want to post something from the chairman, I don't need to go and use his tablet or something. So everything is connected in one platform. Okay, and then all the content that we post, it goes to the VP for the final approval. He approves it into the system itself. Okay, and then it just simply goes away. If something he rejects and the post was scheduled, let's suppose at 9:30, if he rejects it, the post will not go. So that's how the tool has been made. And as I said, another example, like the people who are mentioning Imar, the people who are mentioning Dubai property, the people who are mentioning Azizi on their Twitter handles, we always keep an eye on them as well. And we can download their data as in their Twitter handles, their Instagram handles, and their Facebook URLs, and then we can run a targeted campaign only on them. Because we know these people are into the real estate somehow, especially in this right now, because it's quite challenging actually to generate the lead and close the deal actually for the real estate market. If we target these people, it just serves a purpose. Yeah. So these are the tools available. If you need any other tool, if you have any other scenario, you can reach out to me as well during the break time will be right now, and I'm happy to basically tell you more about what are the other tools available in the market and how exactly you can do it. Yeah. Any questions, guys, regarding the tools? Yeah. This is what I exactly said. If you want to, if you want to talk about the cost per acquisition, for instance, cost per acquisition depends the amount of leads that you're generating, the quality of the lead that you're generating. Because normally the people or the business owner runs the way they run the Facebook is just like anyone who is more than 35 plus years of age, living in Dubai, has an interest in business and finance, and run the campaign. No. You have to basically dig more deep into it to find out what are the interest targeting and the behavioral targeting options available and try to then run the campaign. I'm not saying your CPA will dramatically improve, but you will see a difference.
A quick question again. A few months ago, algorithm of Facebook changed.
Yeah.
Where our cost per acquisition, so I'll give you my real numbers, right? Our cost per acquisition was about $14.5 per lead, which has now drastically jumped up to $85 per lead.
How much?
85.
Okay.
So unless my product doesn't provide me that kind of quantity of revenue, it just doesn't make it feasible anymore for running that ad.
I agree.
So it just did become a question in terms of this algorithm change. What is the reason one that we could use in terms of trying to drop back our CPA?
Yeah. First of all, the algorithm that he's talking about, guys, just to summarize his question, he's saying he used to run a campaign where the CPA, the cost per acquisition, was something around $14.95. I'm just taking one number. And right now it's something touching around $80. What's happening? Everything remains the same. Everything is all okay. The same targeting, the same messaging, just the CPA just shoot up. Who did it? Actually, Facebook did it. Why? Because of this. In 2016, just see their spend reached to $25.56 billion in 2019, sorry. The amount of money that they made from Facebook is just now touching around $26 billion, which is around 107% more in 2016. Why are they doing it? They are actually increasing the cost from their side. It's not like your targeting is strong or your audience is getting mature. This is something that Facebook is doing. What Facebook used to charge previously like $0.02 per click, now they're charging $0.04 per click. The spend, actually the hike in the spend is done from the Facebook side. Now what we can do as an advertiser then? We have no choice rather to basically embrace the platform and keep running the campaign. But as I said, if you're running the campaigns again, we have to basically look at your campaign and look at the campaign structure, how exactly you're running the campaign. Maybe you need to change some sort of targeting option of the campaign structure in general. Maybe you need to launch some remarketing campaigns. Maybe you need to launch some custom audience campaign or create the lookalike campaign. I'll give you an example. Now, for instance, I have these gentlemen here. I have their email addresses and the phone number. I'm running a campaign on them and I generate the lead. But the point is they are just like 1,000 people. How much exactly I can do for them? They will be like, what's happening? Like I'm seeing their ad again and again and again and again. What's happening? Please stop, But I still have their email addresses. What I'm going to do actually is to ask Facebook, hey, these are the email addresses of these people. Find the similar people. Similar people like what? Maybe he likes Rolls-Royce, for instance. Find a similar person who is interested in Rolls-Royce. Maybe he went to Prada website. I tell to Facebook, find the same person who is going to Prada website. And Facebook will find it for you, which we call it look-alike audience or a similar audience. So what I'm saying, I have these 10 people only. On these 10 people, Facebook can actually discover 100 people that Facebook think are similar, has a similar behavior or similar traits. Not try to run a campaign on them. Maybe you're running a normal targeting campaign, which we'll do in some time, but maybe you need to change some sort of settings here and try. So these tweaks and adjustments you have to make basically.
We did run a lookalike campaign, and after that we realized that the algorithm of Facebook is so bad right now in terms of the lookalikes that the lookalike is so general.
No. In the lookalike also, when you create the lookalike, you basically have the match size. It's not like you have to create the 10% of the match size. The more broader you'll go, Facebook will go more broader. You just need to go to the 1% match. So you tell to Facebook, hey, just go to 1% or 2%. So then Facebook will try to find the similar people. The more broader you'll go, definitely you'll see the drop. Sorry? 1%. Then I'll look at your campaign then in the break time. And then we'll see basically what exactly is the thing that is happening. Maybe what we need to see, like how many times people are playing your video. Maybe we need to see what's your CTR. Maybe these are the things that we need to look into it to come to the question, which we'll discuss anyways during the break time or after the session. Now, if you go back again, there are some stats basically from the other different businesses. So these are the stats from the Facebook, by the way. So an average user is clicking around 11 ads per month on Facebook. 11 ads per month. Yeah. So which means people are actually interacting with the ads on Facebook. There is no doubt about that. Maybe I'm not sure about you guys, but definitely I do interact with the ads. If the ad if it's the right ad for me, I do interact. I do submit the lead on Facebook or Instagram or any other social platform. Yeah. See, this ad spend, we already talked about it, like how exactly Facebook is being massive and how businesses are spending the money. And now just check this. Apart using all the apps that we have, whether it's Gmail, whether it's YouTube, whether it's anything, and every user is at least spending 1 hour every day by using the Facebook. And definitely if we open our app usage time, Facebook will be on top definitely. If you just simply open your mobile phone and just check your app usage, you will definitely see Facebook in top 3 or top 4. Why? Maybe when we are free, we're just simply checking our Facebook feed. There is nothing, this is lunchtime, we're checking our Facebook feed. And what if on the same right time, when the ad gets served to us, we drop the lead right away? There is something called STO, by the way. It's totally out of the topic, which we call it sending time optimization. Anyone know STO, sending time optimization? It's not about the Facebook, by the way. I'm just giving you an example. So sometimes what happens, guys, right now you're in the meeting, you'll not get an email, for instance. Okay? You normally check an email maybe like 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. Normally. This is what you normally do. The moment you're checking your email 10 a.m. or 11 during this time, instantly you will get a one promotional email. You will not get an email alert. Okay, I'll take my example. DAMAC, you will not get any emails from DAMAC, especially for you, sir, at 8 o'clock. But at 10 o'clock, you are basically checking your emails, maybe it's a business email or anything, you get an email from DAMAC. 11 a.m. Why only 11 a.m.? He's getting an email at 4 o'clock. Because the way we send an email, we tell the system when just deliver the email to the person at the time he most likely open. At most likely, he basically checks his email. So you're getting at 11, he's getting at 4 o'clock, he's getting at 3 o'clock. Why? Because system knows that this gentleman, he always checks his email at 11 o'clock. And why we do this? To basically increase our open rate. Same thing happens on the Facebook. System knows when a person actually opens the Facebook ad and use it. At the same time, the ad will be served to him to increase the CTR. System knows he mostly interact on the Instagram story ad, on the Facebook ad, and the system will only show that to him. Simple. So these are the adjustments, guys, we have to make while running the campaigns. If we don't do this, then what happens is simply we'll get the lead, but the poor lead quality. We're just simply spending the money for no reason. Where exactly the money is spending? Your marketing manager, I'm not against them or something. I myself am a marketing manager in a company. But your marketing manager will show you some number. Sir, we spent 10,000 dirhams. Here's the return. What is the return? We generated so many leads. But you will be like, there is no sale. And then he will say, but the sale is not on me. You have to ask the sales manager, why he's not converting? And then the marketing manager and the sales manager, they start fighting. And you will be like, what the hell is happening? You should know what exactly is happening, basically. 10,000 dirhams, CPL is what? Cost per acquisition is what? What is the targeting? If the targeting is not correct, I'm telling you, any of the business that you guys belong to, whether it's a B2B or anything, if you give me 1,000 dirhams now, I can actually run a campaign within 2 days and give you 100 leads. Any business that you have. But those leads don't come to me about the quality, because I know the quality will be crap, definitely. Definitely it will be crap. If it's an insurance business, the customer will say, oh, I never submitted my lead. But still I have his phone number and email address. So this is possible. And it's very easy to do this, basically. So as a business owner, you need to think what are the targeting available and how exactly your team use these targeting methods that are available and what are the things that we have. So guys, this is all we have basically from this theoretical part. Now, what I need to basically do is some sort of a kind of a workshop here, okay, where we basically look at the Facebook ads platform and what are the targeting options available. So I think you all have the laptops here, okay. So it's just like the whole session right now will be based on the practical part. So at least we'll be able to get some sort of information and some sort of a takeaway from this session. Why for the businesses? It is just because it's just basically an artificial wall between the customers and the individuals who work at the companies. Now, for instance, previously what used to happen like 15 years, 20 years back, whenever you have a favorite brand, there is no way for you to reach out to them. You can either just go to their stores, drop a note to them, that's it. But now what is happening? All the customers, okay, they can reach out to their favorite brand on social media. And if that brand doesn't respond, then what happens? Platforms like Forbes, platforms like Business Standard, they started picking up their stories. Oh, Zara has the problem with their sizes. There was a tweet basically, where the customer said, Zara, the size that they're building, they are making, is not actually a right fit. If you compare the H&M small size, any other brand's small size as compared to Zara, Zara sizes are not good. They are not properly a small size or a medium size. They started tweeting about this, but Zara didn't respond. And then what the customers started doing, they started tagging BBC, they started tagging Forbes, they started tagging Business Insider, and all these publications, they are actually looking for these sort of stories. And then the news came out. Oh, Zara has the problem with their sizes. It was just a one tweet from a customer who doesn't even have 100 followers. But the tweet goes viral and Zara has to respond. And now the same thing is happening on social media. 3 days back, Wasim Akram, the famous fast bowler, he tweeted something about the watch. Yes, sir? And then what happened? Emirates found the watch. He tweeted to Emirates saying, guys, I've lost my watch. This is my seat number. This is basically a kind of a family thing. So please try to get for me if you can. And he tried all the mediums, tried to contact the Dubai airport, the customs department. No one helped him. He just simply made a tweet. That's it. And after 3 days, Emirates not only found the watch, they delivered the watch to Australia. And then Wasim, he tweeted back, I guess 2 days back. It's a customer service. Emirates don't need to do that. Emirates is one of the finest company in the region. And then people started responding, oh, because it's a Wasim Akram, that's why they did it. I'm doing this complaint for like 2 days, 5 days, and no one is responding. Okay, go to the social media platform. Go to the Emirates NBD social media page and you'll see how people are actually bashing them and see their tone. You have to feel pity on their social media team, the amount of criticism that they receive. Even same goes with us. When I open my Twitter on Damag, a lot of people bash us. Hey, you guys are poor, you guys are not delivering your products, blah, 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 blah. But we have to respond. Correct. So that's why social media, this is what's happening on the social media front these days, guys. Now, the question comes, why do people use social media right now? Why are they exactly using the social media? There are 5 things that I think that people use social media right now. First one is customer service. We took an example of Emirates. We took an example of Emirates MBD. We took an example of Kareem. We took an example of Swiggy. Just check the Twitter handle of Zomato. Businesses are using it for customer service. So they can serve their customer faster. It's just a tweet. It's just like a one quick DM on Instagram or just tagging on the story. And then the brand has to respond back. Customer service. The second one, traffic. What sort of traffic we are talking about here? Traffic.
On your website.
Sorry?
On your website.
On your website. And why you need a traffic on your website? To promote your business. Now, social media is becoming a very important thing to generate the traffic. Just imagine one quick mention of any influencer, it can bring some very qualified traffic on your website. If he can mention, if he can tweet about your website, okay, if he can tweet an article that your content team has produced online, you can generate a huge amount of traffic. And what happens to this traffic then? Sorry?
The traffic converts into leads and leads convert into customers.
But not the, whatever the traffic is coming from the social media, eventually it will not give you a customer. Correct. But cost-effective publicity. But also one more thing, guys. If 1,000 people are coming on your website, you can actually drop a cookie on their browser and you can track their activity. Wherever they go, you can literally create a campaign and show your message. For instance, he saw my post, organic post on Facebook, he came to my website. I dropped a cookie. My main intention is, if he has come on my website, he has to submit the lead form, contact form, so I can have his detail and my sales team start calling him. But he didn't do it. I know he didn't do it. I don't know his name. I don't know what's his email address. I don't know anything. I just dropped the cookie on his browser. And now I know that this person hasn't done anything on my website what I wanted to do it. Now what I'm doing I started following his trail. He's reading something on Gulf News, he see my ad on the right hand side. He's watching something on YouTube, he'll start seeing my video. He's doing something on Facebook, he starts seeing my ad. If he goes to the email, he goes to the Gmail, he will see my ad again into the Gmail itself. I'm not talking about the email marketing, I'm talking about the Gmail. He'll start seeing my ad on Gmail. Why? How exactly I'm doing this? Till the time he comes back and submit the lead form. The moment he fills out the form, he'll be gone from the list. He'll not see my ad again. Unless I run a campaign again on him. So this is what happens to the traffic. So it's just not the traffic. It is basically the moment you start making your list for the future campaigns. Maybe you're not doing the paid campaigns anymore right now, but still you can enable the cookie. So any browser, anyone comes, you drop a cookie. Now you might be thinking, oh, there are regulations available from the European Union, you can't do it. You can do it. It's just like you need to basically flash a message that you basically tell people, hey guys, we'll be dropping the cookie, do you accept? And most of the people, they accept. That's all. So this is what the social media traffic can do for you. The next thing why people use social media is for the lead generation. This is we all know. And that's why most of you guys are here, how to generate the leads, how to generate the customer. And as I said, very prominent channel, very easy channel, and very cheap channel. Actually, it's very cheap as compared to all the current digital marketing channels are available at this point of time. Branding. So a lot of people use just social media only for the branding purpose. Their main aim is to just to do the branding. Now, what sort of branding we are talking about? Louis Vuitton, they don't need to advertise on Instagram or Facebook. It's a brand. Yeah, they don't need to run any 100 dirhams or $100 campaign in a day. Whatever they do, they just simply build a brand. They just simply showcase. All their campaigns talks about the brand recognition. That's all. So this is what their business line is, and that's why they're using it. For you, it's different. Yeah. The next, retention. Now, what is the retention we are talking about? The same retention that I just gave an example. So I have my customers, I'm reaching out to them again on the social media platform. Rather, my sales team is calling, hey sir, you submitted an inquiry 3 months back. And they'll be like, please don't call me now. And right now what happens, a lot of people has a true caller. They see basically like who is calling. And if they see, okay, Damak is calling, they just simply don't pick up the call. Maybe we have something that is good for you. But they don't, oh, come on, man. They just start talking about their real estate crap. We are not interested. The market is bad, blah, 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 blah. But the same people, when we show them something, oh, buy a villa for 999,000, book now and pay later. These are the same people who drop the lead again. So I'm not saying telemarketing or the calling is going down, but the medium is changing. And now when my telesales team call, they'll be like, oh yeah, Damak is calling. I dropped the lead yesterday. Okay, let them see what exactly they are trying to say. Thought leadership. Now, what is thought leadership? Thought leadership. Try to gauge their thoughts. Yes, sir?
Yeah, so basically in the social channel, you establish yourself as one of the influencers for a particular subject.
Correct. In thought leadership, what happens? Now, let's suppose you have a tool. You have a SaaS tool or you have an insurance tool. And this tool is basically, you think has the potential. But the point is, your content cannot be every time a promotional content. It has to be a mixed content with a branding, with some sort of information, with some sort of, insights, some data, something this sort of. In the thought leadership, what brand's trying to basically build is to, as he said, is basically trying to build their own reputation on the social media space, that we own this. For instance, a lot of online tools, basically, they start sharing the news or the stats or some sort of tutorials on Instagram. If you open Buffer, Buffer, their Instagram, you will see how exactly they educate their customer. If you go to the Oreo Facebook page or Instagram page, you will see Oreo is just a cookie. Come on, it's just like small cookie. Just take a one bite and it's finished. But when you go to their social media platform, they basically shows you what exactly you can do with the Oreo cookie. What are the recipes available? How can you make an Oreo shake? How can you make a Kit Kat shake and everything? So this is what they are doing with their customer. Now you might be thinking, oh, but we have a B2B business and we can't do any thought leadership on a B2B content. You can. But Facebook is not your platform then. Then LinkedIn is your platform. Then Instagram might not be your platform or Twitter might not be your platform, but the LinkedIn is. It's a B2B thing. All you have to do is just to add people that you think are relevant for your brand and then just start creating the content for them. Not every social media is for them. Just imagine if someone has basically cargo services. What they're going to do on Instagram? Just imagine if someone has a cargo business, what exactly they're going to do on Facebook. But on LinkedIn, it perfectly makes sense. On Instagram also it perfectly makes sense, by the way, these days. Why? How exactly? If you just follow the hashtag. If you see who are the people currently using cargo as a hashtag on their social media posts, you can connect with them. Simple. And then run an ads accordingly. It's just about you need to identify the platform. Identify the platform and then build accordingly. That's all. Now, the point is, there are so many things available on social media, and then a lot of people think like, come on, like we can't do it, we can't do on our own. We need some sort of an automated service that can help us to do it. For instance, a lot of marketers, they always see like you have to post 3 times in a day. One morning, one afternoon, one evening. This is what people say. But the point is, who will going to post in evening? Who will going to post in the afternoon? Maybe you're stuck into the meeting, and there is no one who can help you out. Yeah, there is maybe in your team, they got some urgent work, they got some urgent campaign, and they forgot to post. So for all this kind of thing, there are tools available which helps you to manage your social media campaigns accordingly. And they don't only let you manage, they actually tells you what exactly your competitor is doing in terms of what their growth is, in terms of from where they are getting the followers, in terms of what's the demography of their followers, in terms of like what exactly the interest of their followers and what are the interests of your followers. The tool actually tells you what time of the day your followers, whether you have 100 followers or 100,000 followers, they are active. Whether it's afternoon, whether it's 2 o'clock, whether it's 3 o'clock, whether it's 8 in the morning, whether it's 9 in the morning, or whether maybe it's 8 in the night. These tools basically helps you to do all of these things accordingly. And sometimes these tools also basically helps to basically create the social media content calendar. For instance, Irfan is here. He's basically working as a social media content creator, okay? And he's the owner. He's saying to Irfan, hey, before you post anything, show it to me. And Irfan can't just simply start running after him every day, 3 times in a week. Sir, please see, this is what I'm going to post. Sir, please see, this is what I'm going to post. What Irfan will do, he'll create a calendar. Okay, what he's going to post today, what he's going to post tomorrow, what he's going to post next week on 17th, what he's going to post on 31st of January. And the whole content calendar is actually with him in front of his screen. And he can accept and reject. The moment he accepts, then only the post will automatically go and get it published. This is what exactly you guys can do with the tools. Same thing happened with the social media services. Now just imagine Emirates NBT. You have a problem with the Emirates NBT, for instance. Maybe something like, okay, you applied for the loan, for the auto loan, but these people, they haven't called you yet. And now you're tweeting them on the social media platform, hey guys, your customer service is so poor, it's been like 3 days since I dropped the lead and no one has called. This is a social media team that you are basically responding to, which is this guy. He has nothing to do with the insurance team or with the auto loan team. Correct. What he will do, basically, he will assign that tweet to the person who is handling the auto insurance department. And then that auto insurance department basically write what he needs to write, and then automatically it will get posted. Irfan is not the one who is posting it. By using the tool, Irfan has assigned that query to that particular department. That department is typing, and it is going to get posted. So it's not like, oh, I got a tweet, I need to call who is basically the person responsible for the auto loan. No, you don't need to do it. You already know, the system already know, when you use the tool, the system already know who used what and who used what. And someone who is not responding, you get a flag that you assign that tweet to this gentleman, but he hasn't responded. And then you can escalate these things. So this is what the social media tools can help you guys. And it can also tell you like what exactly is your reach, how many people have seen the post. It's not like you just keep posting it for no reason and no one is liking your post. You know, it's just not like we have to post 3 times in a day and there is not a single like you have received in last 1 week. So it means like whatever you're posting, no one is seeing it, and what's the point to post? So this is what basically the tools tells you. Like what time you need to post. What happened to the post that you did yesterday? Is it performing? Is it not performing? Yeah, and then accordingly you create the content. If you just open your Instagram right now and just see the stories of the brand, the way they are creating the content is amazing. They have a proper team who is basically creating these social media stories for their for the customer on the social media. Just look at the social media story, the flow that they carry. Every brand in Dubai, whether it's Careem, whether it's Uber, whether it's Zomato, whether it's Swiggy, any brand, and you see the trend. It looks quite good. So it means they are actually spending some time on it to create this. It's just not like one picture and post some content. Oh, 50% off. No. It has to be a proper story that you need to always deliver. But this session is not about building your social media presence. This session is actually talks about running the paid social media campaigns, basically, to start generating the lead. In the social media campaigns, guys, we basically split into two. One is the organic social media, and one is the paid social media. In the organic social media, most of the things that we talked about here, they basically comes up except the lead generation part. All the other stuff, they comes to basically the organic social media, community building, customer service, engagement, brand recognition, and all thought leadership and everything. But when we talk about the paid social media campaigns, we mainly talk about the lead generation, how to generate the lead, how to basically get the customers and the targeted customer. If any of you has any sort of experience in running the Facebook campaigns, what is the main challenge that we face? If any of you has any experience in running the Facebook campaign, what is the main challenge that you always face? Just anything. Sorry? Targeting the right customer. Okay. And if we okay, so you're saying targeting the right customer. So if you're not targeting the right customer, you're still getting the lead, right? Quality is the problem. Okay, perfect. Got it. So you're saying you did all your activities, everything to basically reach out to the right person. They see your ad, they come to the website, but your website is still dated back to 1990s, right? They don't feel it like very engaging. It's not properly mobile optimized, and they just leave it. Correct? But what if I tell you, you don't need to even bring them on your website. You can generate the lead right on the Facebook, right on the Instagram. So you are basically eliminating this layer. Oh, I'm going to bring them on the website. I don't know whether they will like my website or not. I don't know whether the website will open or not. Forget about it. Definitely the website is important, but my point is, if you think your website is not that powerful, you don't need to wait. You still can run a social media campaign, but don't divert them to your website. And how? Simply the form will pop up. The form will pop up, qualify the customer. This is what we're going to do now. Qualify the customer right away and generate the lead. They're not even coming on your website. So forget about how the design looks, Another thing that people normally complain when we run the Facebook campaign, the lead quality is bad. Oh, my social media team has generated 1,000 leads. My marketing manager is saying, sir, we generated 1,000 leads. The CPL is just coming around 50 dirhams. Oh, wow. My target is achieved. But when these 1,000 leads called by the sales team, the conversion is not even 1%. Not even one customer is actually interested. Then you will be thinking if not all of them are interesting, then what made them basically submit the form then? It means there's something wrong. You got 1,000 lead. The 1,000 lead means people actually filled the form. And when the sales team is calling, saying, no, someone just did it by mistake. Oh, my phone is what was with my kid. Maybe he just submitted by mistake. One of the comment that we got is basically something like we called the client, and the client said, oh, this detail was filled by my ex-wife. We are filing a divorce case. Maybe she is trying to tease me. This has also happened. They just simply put some wrong details. Okay, keep calling him. So this is also the feedback that we normally get up from our sales team. So it depends. So when we run the campaign, there are ways where you can pre-qualify the customer before the lead comes to you. Correct. No, as I said, first you have to basically try on both platforms and see. The problem with the LinkedIn is the CPA, the cost is very high. Minimum is $2 for a click. $2 is something around 7 dirhams, 7 or 8 dirhams for one click. But on Facebook, within 8 dirhams, you can get like, I guess, 5, 6, 7 clicks. So this is another thing that's the main challenge. But as I said on LinkedIn also, it is important. For the B2B side, it's very important. But don't neglect on the Facebook part. Try on both sides, just spend like 100 dirhams, learn the both platforms and see the quality of the lead. Eventually, I expect all of you guys has the CRMs in place. So you know when the lead comes into your CRM, what is exactly happening to each lead. If the lead generated from the Facebook is performing better, or the lead generated from the LinkedIn is performing better, do just some analysis for like 15 to 20 days and figure it out accordingly. But for the B2B side, you're right, LinkedIn is good. For us, Facebook works better. I don't know how, but Facebook works better for the real estate market. This is what I know. But for LinkedIn, it works again, but again, the lead volume is very less because you know the audience is more mature, you know, and you can target on LinkedIn by anything. Like literally, I can target employee of any company that I want. I can target all the employee of the Emirates only. No one else will see my ad. Only Emirates employees will see my ad. I can run a campaign where I can target people who've been to Harvard and they are in UAE right now. All of these things are available on LinkedIn, but not on Facebook. On Facebook, you need to like dig into the platform and get this right target audience. It's challenging, but it's fun actually. When you see the leads coming in, then you start enjoying it, you start loving it, basically. So we were talking about the tools earlier, and then we'll go to the paid campaigns. So these are the tools, guys, that you all can use. Yeah. Not all of them are free, okay? But Buffer, you can have something for free, basically. Hootsuite, Mention is all, okay, well, just take the note of this if you want, and then, yeah, we'll share the slide as well, so don't worry. Yeah. So now all of these tools are available. Okay, these tools, some of them are free, okay, but most of them are basically the paid models. Okay, each of the tool has its own purpose. It's not like all of the tools does the same thing. It's not like that. Okay, I'll give you an example. For instance, in case of let's suppose mention in Twitonomy. Yeah, in mention in Twitonomy, you can basically figure it out what exactly type of followers Emirates NBT or any other brand has on Twitter. And how many people are not satisfied with their services. There is something called sentimental analysis. Like Emirates NBD post how many tweets in a day, and how many people tag them in their tweets, and what are they saying? Are they saying positive or negative? You don't need to go to their tool and just figure it out, oh, what people are saying. No, the tool will tell you what is the percentage. The tool will also tell you how many of them are the qualified customers which are happy, how many of them are not happy with them. And what you can do, you can download all their Twitter handles, and from your Twitter campaign, Twitter handle, you can run a campaign only for them. Because you know these people have a problem with the Emirates NBD insurance thing, and you have an insurance business. Yeah, this is possible on Twitonomy and Mention. You can literally get this. All this data, who are your followers, who are your customers. Yeah. If you take another example of like Buzzsumo. Yeah. Now what is Buzzsumo basically does? Something like you're looking to find an influencer for your new campaign. Yeah. But the point is how you'll find an influencer. You can't go and approach Sana. She's a food blogger. You can't go and approach Hadia Ghalib. She's a fashionista. You need to find an influencer based on your business. How will you find it? You'll go to the Buzzsumo. You will just type your service, and Buzzsumo will basically make the list of all the people who has more than 10,000 followers, which you can approach them and do the collaboration. Buzzsumo can also help you to figure it out what is the content that has been trending the most. For instance, your content team said, sir, we have a very good content that we created, and it generated like 10,000 shares on social media. You're like, okay, 10,000 shares on social media, fine. But who are these 10,000 people? What they do? What is their Twitter worth? Maybe it's just like a fake number. If you just put your content link on Buzzsumo, it can actually tell you who is the person who shared your article on Twitter. Whether the person is in India, whether the person is in Ghana, any part of the world. You can figure it out, what's their Twitter handle, what's their Facebook, what's their LinkedIn, what's their Instagram, everything from these tools. So there are some very good tools available here, guys. Unfortunately, not all of them are free, but you can get a free subscription model at least for a month. You can try it out, but just make sure before a month, remove your credit card. So you will not get charged, But all of them, mostly, they basically provide the free 1 month service. Just give it a try, anyone that you like, okay? And accordingly, on our side, we use Sprinkler. Okay, why we use Sprinkler? As I said, it's a good platform, basically. We can schedule the post in Arabic, in English. We are managing a lot of accounts, company accounts, chairman accounts, the family accounts under one platform. Okay, so no one, has to, if we want to post something from the chairman, I don't need to go and use his tablet or something. So everything is connected in one platform. Okay, and then all the content that we post, it goes to the VP for the final approval. He approves it into the system itself. Okay, and then it just simply goes away. If something he rejects and the post was scheduled, let's suppose at 9:30, if he rejects it, the post will not go. So that's how the tool has been made. And as I said, another example, like the people who are mentioning Imar, the people who are mentioning Dubai property, the people who are mentioning Azizi on their Twitter handles, we always keep an eye on them as well. And we can download their data as in their Twitter handles, their Instagram handles, and their Facebook URLs, and then we can run a targeted campaign only on them. Because we know these people are into the real estate somehow, especially in this right now, because it's quite challenging actually to generate the lead and close the deal actually for the real estate market. If we target these people, it just serves a purpose. Yeah. So these are the tools available. If you need any other tool, if you have any other scenario, you can reach out to me as well during the break time will be right now, and I'm happy to basically tell you more about what are the other tools available in the market and how exactly you can do it. Yeah. Any questions, guys, regarding the tools? Touching around $80. What's happening? Everything remains the same. Everything is all okay. The same targeting, the same messaging. There's a CPA just shoot up. Who did it? Actually, Facebook did it. Why? Because of this. In 2016, just see their spend reached to $25.56 billion in 2019, sorry. The amount of money that they made from Facebook is just now touching around $26 billion, which is around 107% more in 2016. Why are they doing it? They are actually increasing the cost from their side. It's not like your targeting is strong or your audience is getting mature. This is something that Facebook is doing. What Facebook used to charge previously like $0.02 per click, now they're charging $0.04 per click. The spend, actually the hike in the spend is done from the Facebook side. Now what we can do as an advertiser then? We have no choice rather to basically embrace the platform and keep running the campaign. But as I said, if you're running the campaigns again, we have to basically look at your campaign and look at the campaign structure, how exactly you're running the campaign. Maybe you need to change some sort of targeting option of the campaign structure in general. Maybe you need to launch some remarketing campaigns. Maybe you need to launch some custom audience campaign or create the lookalike campaign. I'll give you an example. Now, for instance, I have these gentlemen here. I have their email addresses and the phone number. I'm running a campaign on them and I generate the lead. But the point is they are just like 1,000 people. How much exactly I can do for them? They will be like, what's happening? Like I'm seeing their ad again and again and again and again. What's happening? Please stop, But I still have their email addresses. What I'm going to do actually is to ask Facebook, hey, these are the email addresses of these people. Find the similar people. Similar people like what? Maybe he likes Rolls-Royce, for instance. Find a similar person who is interested in Rolls-Royce. Maybe he went to Prada website. I tell to Facebook, find the same person who is going to Prada website. And Facebook will find it for you, which we call it look-alike audience or a similar audience. So what I'm saying, I have these 10 people only. On these 10 people, Facebook can actually discover 100 people that Facebook thinks are similar, has a similar behavior or similar traits. Now try to run a campaign on them. Maybe you're running a normal targeting campaign, which we'll do in some time. But maybe you need to change some sort of settings here and try. So these tweaks and adjustments you have to make basically.
We did run a lookalike campaign, and after that we realized that algorithm of Facebook is so bad right now in terms of the lookalikes, that the lookalike is so general.
No. In the lookalike also, when you create the lookalike, you basically have the match size. It's not like you have to create the 10% of the match size. The more broader you'll go, Facebook will go more broader. You just need to go to the 1% match. So you tell to Facebook, hey, just go to 1% or 2%. So then Facebook will try to find the similar people. The more broader you'll go, definitely you'll see the drop. Sorry? 1%. Then I'll look at your campaign then in the break time. And then we'll see basically what exactly is the thing that is happening. Maybe what we need to see, like how many times people are playing your video. Maybe we need to see what's your CTR. These are the things that we need to look into it to come to the question, which we'll discuss anyways during the break time or after the session. Now, if you go back again, there are some stats basically from the other different businesses. So these are the stats from the Facebook, by the way. So an average user is clicking around 11 ads per month on Facebook. 11 ads per month. Yeah. So which means people are actually interacting with the ads on Facebook. There is no doubt about that. Maybe I'm not sure about you guys, but definitely I do interact with the ads. If the ad if it's the right ad for me, I do interact. I do submit the lead on Facebook or Instagram or any other social platform. Yeah. See, this ad spend, we already talked about it, like how exactly Facebook is being massive and how businesses are spending the money. And now just check this. Apart using all the apps that we have, whether it's Gmail, whether it's YouTube, whether it's anything, and every user is at least spending 1 hour every day by using the Facebook. And definitely if we open our app usage time, Facebook will be on top definitely. If you just simply open your mobile phone and just check your app usage, you will definitely see Facebook in top 3 or top 4. Why? Maybe when we are free, we're just simply checking our Facebook feed. There is nothing, this is lunch time, we're checking our Facebook feed. And what if on the same right time, when the ad gets served to us, we drop the lead right away. There is something called STO, by the way. It's totally out of the topic, which we call it sending time optimization. Anyone know STO, sending time optimization? It's not about the Facebook, by the way. I'm just giving you an example. So sometimes what happens, guys, right now you're in the meeting, you'll not get an email, for instance. Okay? You normally check an email maybe like 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. Normally. This is what you normally do. The moment you're checking your email 10 a.m. or 11 during this time, instantly you will get a one promotional email. You will not get an email alert. Okay, I'll take my example. DMAC, you will not get any emails from DMAC, especially for you, sir, at 8 o'clock. But at 10 o'clock, you are basically checking your emails, maybe it's a business email or anything, you get an email from DMAC. 11 a.m. Why only 11 a.m.? He's getting an email at 4 o'clock. Because the way we send an email, we tell the system when just deliver the email to the person at the time he most likely open. At most likely, he basically checks his email. So you're getting at 11, he's getting at 4 o'clock, he's getting at 3 o'clock. Why? Because system knows that this gentleman, he always checks his email at 11 o'clock. And why we do this? To basically increase our open rate. Same thing happens on the Facebook. System knows when a person actually opens the Facebook ad and use it. At the same time, the ad will be served to him to increase the CTR. System knows he mostly interact on the Instagram story ad or on the Facebook ad, and the system will only show that to him. Simple. So these are the adjustments, guys, we have to make while running the campaigns. If we don't do this, then what happens is simply we'll get the lead, but the poor lead quality. We're just simply spending the money for no reason. Where exactly the money is spending? Your marketing manager, I'm not against them or something. I myself am a marketing manager in a company. But your marketing manager will show you some number. Sir, we spent 10,000 dirhams. Here's the return. What is the return? We generated so many leads. But you will be like, there is no sale. And then he will say, but the sale is not on me. You have to ask the sales manager. Why is not converting? And then the marketing manager and the sales manager, they start fighting. And you will be like, what the hell is happening? You should know what exactly is happening, basically. 10,000 dirhams CPL is what? Cost per acquisition is what? What is the targeting? If the targeting is not correct, I'm telling you, any of the business that you guys belong to, whether it's a B2B or anything, if you give me 1,000 dirhams now, I can actually run a campaign within 2 days and give you 100 leads. Any business that you are. But those leads don't come to me about the quality, because I know the quality will be crap, definitely. Definitely it will be crap. If it's an insurance business, the customer will say, oh, I never submitted my lead. But still I have his phone number and email address. So this is possible. And it's very easy to do this basically. So as a business owner, you need to think what are the targeting available and how exactly your team use these targeting methods that are available and what are the things that we have. So guys, this is all we have basically from this theoretical part. Now what I need to basically do is some sort of a kind of a workshop here, okay, where we basically look at the Facebook ads platform and what are the targeting options available. So I think you all have the laptops here, okay. So it's just like the whole session right now will be based on the practical part. So at least we'll be able to get some sort of information and some sort of a takeaway from this session. Campaigns has to be set up, and what are the targeting options that are available. Okay. So all you have to do, guys, just go to please business.facebook.com from your browser, business.facebook.com. Yeah. Business.facebook.com. The business manager. What exactly is the business manager? What exactly is a business manager? So in the business manager, when we run the campaign on Facebook, you actually don't need to go to the business manager in the first place. You can run ads from your page also and from your Facebook profile also. But that's not the right way to do it. Always create a business manager. If your team is not using the business manager, please ask them to use business manager. Why? In the business manager, you can control all the rights. You can control your credit lines, which is the billing information. You can control a lot of different technicality which won't be available if you're just simply using the Facebook ads as Facebook Ads Manager simply. So always, business.facebook.com, always you need to create an account on Facebook Business Manager. Now if you see here, I have 4 accounts here. One is Damak, where I work. One is my personal account. Third one is Nainam, this is again Damak. And the fourth one is again my account. So under my profile, under my Facebook profile, I have 4 business accounts. But you guys will not have any accounts right now. You will just see something like on the top, login or create account. So we don't need to click on create account. You just need to log in. All of you have the Facebook accounts here, right? Personal also is fine. Just click on login, available, and then you can click on create account. But first, log in to the Facebook, and then once you log in, you'll come back and then click on create account. Log in. Yeah. Enter your personal Facebook profile. No, your Facebook account, sir. Yeah. Go back. Yeah, click on create account. This will do it together, yeah. Yeah, this will do it together. Let me just... my Palm Jumeirah, right? In the Palm Jumeirah, I drop a pin over here. Now the whole Palm Jumeirah, 10 miles, but 10 miles is too much, and I don't understand the miles part here, so I'll just put simply 4 miles, and let's see what happens. Here you go. Now only the Palm Jumeirah area is selected from this campaign. No one else will see. But it doesn't mean like people who lives here, only they will see. What we are saying here, can you just go up? Up. No, 1 minute. What we are saying here is one thing. Now we're saying it's Palm Jumeirah, right? But what if a taxi driver is going to the Palm Jumeirah? He's just simply chilling around, having tea or something, and he's seeing your ad. You don't want to see it. The main point, basically select the Palm Jumeirah as a location is what? Is to target people who lives there. Residents. Right? But in this targeting, you will not target people who are the residents. You are saying everyone in this location. So even I'm going there, I don't live in Palm, but still I'll see your ad. Why? Because I'm in Palm. So what we need to do here, just select this option, everyone in this location, click here, click. Yeah, people who live in this location. People recently in this location, just keep it like this. People, no, truth, just, yeah, like this. People traveling in this location. Now, why this is important, just understand. Just I'll give you the case scenario, then you guys get the idea. If I select people who live in this location, Facebook knows where you live. How Facebook knows? Because every time you open the Facebook, Facebook basically checks your coordinates. If I keep opening my Facebook from TCOM, Berkshire Heights, Facebook knows I live there. Right? It's not like you enter your address, okay, onto the Facebook. We don't add our address on Facebook. Then how do Facebook know where we live? Because we keep using Facebook from that particular location. That's how Facebook knows you live there. The second option is people recently in the location, something like me. I went to Palm, maybe I went to the new mall that Nakhil opened, and I just came back. So if you want to target people who recently in this location, you can target them as well. Last option that we have here is people traveling in this location. And how do Facebook know that someone is traveling in this location? Because we always have a habit, most of us has the habit to update the status where we are going, where we are traveling to. Facebook knows. So if you're updating your status on Facebook and saying traveling to Palm Jumeirah, for instance, or going to Palm Jumeirah, Facebook knows that you are traveling. And the moment you update this status, I can run my ads on you. One thing, if you see the top side, which is everyone in this location, there is no guarantee. Whether there's a taxi driver, whether the people who live there, the people who just recently come by, with the people who are traveling, everyone will see your ad. So it is very important to target what exactly you want to do. What sometimes happens, especially on Google, people run the campaign and they say like, okay, we are only targeting Dubai. But when we check our history, we are getting the clicks from Ahmedabad also. We are getting the clicks from Mumbai as well. How? We are running the campaign only in Dubai. How come we are getting the clicks from Ahmedabad and Gujarat and Vadodara and all of these places? Because of this targeting. A lot of new marketeers, a lot of business owners who runs the campaign on their own, who have no exactly idea how exactly this thing works. This is a common mistake people make. So be careful what you want to select here. Especially in your case, I will select people who live in this location because I want to target them. And it's not like only I can select Palm. In the same way, if you just go down and zoom it, you can pinpoint multiple locations as well. So Palm, Emirates Living, Al Barari, for instance, here, Marina, JBR, now Blue Water is opened up. All of these exotic places you can target, you can pinpoint and run the campaign, but make sure to select people who live in this location you are selecting. Clear? One aspect. This is for his small business, operates from Dubai. In the same way, if you have another scenario, you are basically targeting people worldwide, anyone who is traveling to Dubai, then you can run a campaign. What you need to do in this case, you will select the last option, people who are traveling in this location, okay, and select UAE. So anyone who is traveling from any part of the world, coming to Dubai, they will see your ad. Because sometimes we do run these kind of campaigns. So hotels especially. People from any part of the world traveling to UAE or traveling to Dubai. Up to you. Yeah, this we will select. I'll come to this part now. Now, you got this idea? So anyone who's traveling to Dubai, who use this? As he said, the hotels. Kareem. Because people are just coming in. They are just landing to the airport. For sure, they will connect to the free Wi-Fi. We are not talking about us, we are the residents. We are talking about the people who comes. Whenever we go to any country, first thing that we do, before we get the SIM card, is to try to connect to the local Wi-Fi, the airport Wi-Fi. And what the first thing that we want to see is to see like how we can get out from this airport and go to the hotel. So just imagine how Kareem runs the ad. So Kareem runs the ad especially for the people who are traveling in this location, okay? And then the moment you come, you connect to the internet, you will see Kareem ad on Facebook or Instagram. You see Donata ad. You'll see all the people who are targeting these people. One thing. The second scenario in this case that we can select is whenever you have an expo, whenever we have the exhibition, whenever we have the cityscape, people traveling in this location age more than 35 plus to 65, during this time, I need to show them my cityscape ad. Why? Because I'm assuming they are coming to attend the cityscape. One thing. The second thing, as he's suggesting about the off-road part, another thing that we do during the cityscape part, we pinpoint the locations into the map. We select Burj Al Arab. We select Ibis Hotel in World Trade Center. We select the World Trade Center whole as an area. We select DIFC. We select Oriental Hotel. All the hotels that we think are near to cityscape, we pick them basically and run the campaign. Why? Because we know the people who are actually coming to attend to cityscape, they most probably will live there. Okay, if they will not live there, if someone who is living in Burj Al Arab right now, if he's seeing my ad, I don't mind. In the same way, if you are in the cityscape, if you're into the World Trade Center hall, you open your Facebook, you're updating your status, the moment you open your Facebook or Instagram, you will see me. This same thing can be applied in the other way around. If you have an expo, for instance, or if you have an exhibition somewhere else in any other part, you can again pinpoint the same location. For your road trips, Al Qudra is the main spot for you guys. Yeah, Abu Dhabi F1 track is the main thing for you as well. Not everyone wants to go to the F1 track. The people who are actually the car enthusiasts, they want to travel to this location. The same thing that you have to do here. Come down, pinpoint the Abu Dhabi, zoom out, just only select the F1 track. That's all. What's the pain point here? That the amount of leads that you will get will not be a lot. It's fine. At least the quality will be there. At least I'm not targeting the taxi driver. At least I'm not targeting the people who are looking for the job. At least I'm not targeting people who wants to buy, but yeah, I have no interest. Let's just imagine you're calling a person, hey, we have a new Dodge model available. You're like, I don't want Dodge. I'm okay with my Camry. So actually what happened is you just wasted your money. That's it. Yeah, so just narrow down your locations, figure it out what exactly you want, and just pinpoint. So what I'll do in this case is just simply, we have 10 minutes, right? So what I'll do in this case, so Palm Jumeirah I already selected. Now I'll select one more. I think Jumeirah is not a bad area as well, but we'll go with the Emirates Hills as well. So here's my Emirates Hills. Drop in over here. Again, not 10 miles, I just only want, just 1 mile is enough. Only Emirates Hills and Palm Jumeirah. Now Palm is quite big because in Palm, my TCOM is also coming up. So let's make it as well the 1%. Now only the Palm is coming. This is the Atlantis Hotel, so leave it. If you want the Atlantis, you know what to do. You need to drop the pin right to the Atlantis. Now two locations, two prime locations. One is Palm is here and the other one is Emirates Hills. Right? In the same way, Manipal can also do it. Anyone who is coming to Knowledge Village, anyone who is going to the academic city, they can run the ads. Right? In the same way, insurance guys can also do the same thing. In the same way, the business community can also do the same thing. This you need to know better. This you should know where exactly you think you can target your people in which locality. And this thing is not only applicable in Dubai, this is applicable anywhere. I just ran a campaign for the Bitcoin. So what was the agenda was basically the campaign. It was a freelance campaign. So one of the guys said, I want to run a campaign targeting people in Mumbai. I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with Mumbai a lot. There's just one area, something like Juhu, I guess. He said he wants to target the whole Juhu line because he thinks that a lot of people who has the Bitcoins, they live there. So we ran a campaign in Mumbai only to those areas who has the Bitcoin. And something was like this. If you have Bitcoin, invest in Dubai real estate market. Because the problem with the Bitcoin is quite shaky. So if you have the Bitcoin, a lot of real estate developers in Dubai, they started accepting Bitcoins and you buy a property. And that was a successful campaign. We got 2 people who had the bitcoins and they want to basically just want to get rid of the bitcoins. So they bought the property. I don't know whether they bought the property or not, but that was a serious inquiry. So same thing you guys can do in any part of the world. Sorry? Yeah. No. The fees will remain the same. No, it's not on a slab basis. The fees will remain the same. Whether you target the whole country, whether you target the few areas, the fees will remain the same. Okay? Is it clear? Yes. People. The same thing. Even if it's a business-based location, it's a company-based location, where exactly is your company based in? Let's suppose I only want to target people who are working in the DMCC, which is Jumeirah Lake Towers. For instance, I'm just giving you an example. I can pinpoint exactly the Jumeirah Lake Towers, and in the interest targeting, I select my criteria, which I guess he said it. How exactly we'll do it? So for instance, this is our location. Let's assume, just to save the time, let's assume these are the places where most of the businesses are. Okay, let's assume this, yeah? Now, if you go down, then we have one more thing here. We can select the titles. So something like owner, business owner. Now, what is happening? Because we always update our Facebook profiles with the title where we are working, most of us. So Facebook will start getting this data. So if you start typing whatever you want to basically target teachers, professors, CEOs, CFOs, lawyers, engineers, you just need to type here, and that's all. So anyone who is an engineer living or working here in this location, this is your target audience. So you're saying you want to target the businesses, the same thing. You will pinpoint the location, you will come to the detailed targeting and add all the titles like business owner, CEO, entrepreneur, founder, yeah, COO, whatever you want to target. Yeah. No, that won't be possible here. If you want to run ad to all the employees of Emirates NBD, that won't be possible from here. That is possible in LinkedIn. Yeah, and we do this as well. But I also do another thing. I also exclude employees. Like when I'm running a campaign, my campaign is for what? About the people who are interested in the real estate. DMAC is a huge corporation. What if my people started clicking on my ads? I'm wasting my money. So what I do, I exclude my people. I exclude the people who works in DMAC, they will not see my ad. Why I need to waste my money on them? In the same way, I exclude people who works in Imar, who works in Azizi, who works in Wasal, who work in Dubai properties. They are my competition. Definitely, they're not going to buy from us to save the cost. The same thing you can do here as well. Is the way, can you go up? The same way when I included the location, you can also exclude the location. Just click on include. Click on include. Include. Up, bro. Include. Here is the exclude option as well. So you can exclude. You can exclude the location. Let's, for instance, you're targeting the whole city. You're targeting whole Dubai. But you want to get rid of from Satwa. I'm not being like biased or something, but just like you want to get rid of Satwa or you want to get rid of Dera or Bar Dubai. Sorry if you guys live there, I'm just making the point. Yeah? So you can exclude. No. You can't exclude the company name. That is available in LinkedIn, which I'll show it to you. That is available in LinkedIn. Unfortunately, it's not available here. Yeah? But here you can exclude the location. You can also exclude the interest. This is possible. Yeah? Just go down. So now what is our profile looks like? Our profile is right now something people lives in, it's okay, it's fine. People lives in Emirates Hills, and in Palm. Age is 25 to 65, all genders, interested in automobile. But now here we need to do some more thing. Because automobile, how Facebook knows that a person is interested in automobile? Maybe I have no interest in automobile. Maybe I'm just looking for a car and I started searching. How Facebook gathers this data, by the way, this you should know. Facebook tracks everything that you do inside the Facebook and outside the Facebook from your device. So if I'm searching anything if I'm searching anything from my device, even if I'm searching anything on the YouTube, Instagram, Google, Facebook has all this data. Okay, there's a documentary came basically The Great Hack on Netflix. I don't know whether you've seen it or not. Facebook has for each one of us 50 touch points, digital touch points. This is the same data that in the Trump campaign they basically used to change the voting behavior. It's a very great documentary. Just watch it if you get the time. The Great Hack is the name. Facebook has 50 data points about us. 50 data points like what? What's our religion? In religion, which sect we follow? Okay, which sect we follow, which politicians we follow, what exactly where we travel, what exactly is our buying power, how much exactly we spend, how much exactly we basically travel. All of these around 50 data points Facebook has. So there was a lawyer and a mathematician as well. He was a professor. So basically he filed a case against Facebook, give me my data back. These 50 data points that you have, you don't have any concern, you don't have anything, just give my data back. Definitely will not give it to you. But the same data is basically went to Cambridge Analytica and they did a campaign with Trump. And later on they did the campaign with one of the French government or maybe someone from the Africa. So one of the country in Africa. And it was a massive campaign and we know how exactly it happened. So what they used to do, they basically had a map. Just try to visualize there was a map of all the US states and they used to see the sentimental analysis of pro-Trump and anti-Trump on the states map. Facebook gave this data to them, apparently. There they can see if someone from Arizona is posting against Trump or is in favor of Trump. So that area will highlight it into the red. If it's against Trump, it will highlight it into the red. Same thing happened with the New York City. It's pro-Trump or anti-Trump before they ran a campaign. And then they figured out, okay, these are the areas where they are pro-Trump. How do they know they are pro-Trump? Definitely anti-Islamic, for instance. Definitely anti some racism content and everything. The people knows who are a little bit racist. I'm sorry if anyone supports Trump here. So, oh sorry, sir. So they know, okay, these type of people we can simply create it. So what they did a map, and on the map they have this data. Okay, these are the areas where we can target. And on Facebook ads they ran a campaign, targeting these regions, creating some fake news. That's why Facebook came up with the fake news algorithm. That's why then they started coming up with some posts talking about how Indians, for instance, are taking away all the jobs from the US. Like, there are a lot of Indians, engineers, software engineers, developers, entrepreneurs working in US. And this is what the Trump did actually, if you remember last year, like we want to cut out. The jobs are basically for our people, we made America great and blah, 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 blah. So what they did, they started running the campaign, Facebook campaign, targeting from the same tool, targeting those regions. And it was fake news. Some images, some videos, like how people are facing the issues, what exactly happened in the US because the jobs are not there, blah, 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 blah. And then after 3 months, the trend starts shifting on the same map. The anti-Trump started becoming the pro-Trump. That's how they basically manipulated the behavior. Just imagine, if you're browsing your feed on your Instagram and Facebook, and you keep seeing the same content. You keep seeing the same content again and again, definitely you will get diverted. For instance, if I'm on my Facebook feed, if I start seeing the same thing, oh, Dubai economy is down, Dubai economy is down, Dubai economy is down, and I start believing, Dubai economy is down. But if you actually see the number, it says something else. These are the people who have this propaganda. The same thing happened with the Iran thing. I'm sorry, I'm just going to the politics side a little bit. You know better, definitely, politics than me. So I'm just saying, like, Iran never made a statement that will attack Dubai. They never did. But Daily Mail picked up this news and they said, oh, if anything happens to us, Iran will attack Dubai. And then Dubai government clarified, Iran never said anything like this. But you started believing it. A lot of people in the real estate market, they're saying, oh, market has a fear. Because the economy already has some issues, and now the Iran conflict is also coming up. We're not going to do it. That's how the fake news spread. That's what the Daily Mail did. That's what all the people started doing it, through the same ads campaign. And that's why this Cambridge Analytica got all this access and all, then it went to the Congress, and then I don't know what happened. So all of these things are possible, and through the same tool they did it. Same tool. That's why Facebook, after this news came into the mainstream media and a lot of people started picking it up, the Congress had the hearings and everything, they removed a lot of targeting options from here. In the real estate investment, we used to have an option here. The people who are recently buying a house, we can target them, but all of these things, they are removing it, this detailed targeting. After what happened with the Trump campaign and the other campaigns. So a lot of real estate based targeting and the investment, then Facebook start giving the advertisers the access so they can't use this data anymore. So this is the very serious part basically. So let's come back to the topic. So additional interest, business owner, automobile. What else I can do? I can put the brand names. So for you, I'll put Chevrolet. For you, I'll put Dodge. For you, I'll put, let's suppose, Nissan. For you, I might put like something like Lamborghini. Why? Because Facebook is basically trying to find the people who liked Lamborghini as a page, who are searching Lamborghini. Definitely, I'm not going to search Lamborghini. First of all, I'm not interested in the automobile. Second of all, I can't afford. What I'm going to do? Simple. The people who are interested, definitely they like the page, they can engage with the content, they want to read, they want to do blah, 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 blah. So after the break, let's take a quick 15 minutes break. After the break, I'll show it to you like how exactly we can pinpoint those brands at the same area and can create our whole digital profile of our audience. Okay, let's take a quick 10 minutes break. Anyone who has a question, you can sit here, I'm here. And let's just please go and take the 15 minutes break.